The birth of Thomas of Woodstock, 1355, and its historical significance. Thomas of Woodstock, born on January 7, 1355, was a central figure in the intricate political and social web of 14th-century England. As the youngest son of Edward III and Philippa of Hainault, his lineage positioned him at the heart of the Plantagenet dynasty, which dominated medieval European politics. Thomas's life was marked by ambition, power struggles, and tragedy, all of which contributed to his legacy as one of England's most intriguing historical figures. Let's explore the context of his birth, his rise to prominence, his critical role as a Lord Appellant, and his enduring historical impact. England in 1355, a kingdom in flux. The England into which Thomas of Woodstock was born was both powerful and fragile. By 1355, Edward III's claim to the French crown had plunged the kingdom into the 100 Years' War. Victories at battles such as Crécy, 1346, and Poitiers, 1356, had cemented England's reputation as a formidable military power, thanks to innovations like the longbow. Yet, the war was far from over, and the costs of maintaining England's campaigns weighed heavily on the nation. Domestically, England was grappling with the lingering aftermath of the Black Death, which had decimated the population in the late 1340s. This catastrophic loss of life led to labor shortages and economic upheaval. The Statute of Labourers, 1351, enacted to regulate wages and control the labor force, caused widespread resentment among peasants, foreshadowing future unrest. These economic and social tensions shaped the environment into which Thomas was born, preparing him for a life intertwined with the shifting fortunes of a kingdom in transition. The Plantagenet dynasty, strength and rivalry. As the youngest son of Edward III, Thomas of Woodstock was born into one of Europe's most powerful dynasties. The Plantagenet family ruled England with authority, but their dominance was not without internal rivalries. Edward III's reign had elevated England's prestige through military conquests and a flourishing court culture. Philippa of Hainault, Thomas's mother, contributed to this legacy by strengthening diplomatic ties with European powers and fostering a sense of cultural refinement at the English court. While his older brothers, including Edward the Black Prince and John of Gaunt, occupied prominent roles in military and political affairs, Thomas's position as the youngest son allowed him to chart a unique course. His early exposure to governance, diplomacy, and chivalric values prepared him for a life at court. His marriage to Eleanor de Beauharnais further enhanced his influence, granting him the title of Earl of Buckingham and significant estates. This union also connected him to the powerful Beauharnais family, cementing his status as a major player among the English nobility. Thomas as a Lord Appellant, leadership and confrontation. The most defining chapter of Thomas of Woodstock's career was his role as a leader of the Lords Appellant, a group of noblemen who sought to curb the authority of Richard II. By the late 14th century, Richard's reliance on a small circle of favourites and his increasingly autocratic tendencies had alienated key members of the aristocracy. Thomas, alongside Henry Bolingbroke and other prominent nobles, emerged as a figurehead in the effort to rein in the young king's power. The merciless Parliament of 1388 marked a turning point. Thomas and his fellow Lords Appellant orchestrated the trial and execution of Richard's advisers, including Robert de Vere and Michael de la Pole, accusing them of corruption and mismanagement. This event showcased Thomas's political acumen and his commitment to upholding feudal traditions that balance royal authority with noble counsel. However, the merciless Parliament also exposed deep divisions within the Plantagenet dynasty, as Richard's anger at this challenge to his authority simmered for years. Thomas's strategic leadership within the Lords Appellant demonstrated his ability to navigate the complex web of alliances and rivalries that defined medieval politics. His speeches during this time underscored his vision of a monarchy tempered by the advice and oversight of noble peers. Yet, the movement's success was short-lived, as Richard II gradually rebuilt his power, setting the stage for retribution against his challengers. Decline and tragedy, the fall of Thomas of Woodstock. Despite his early triumphs, Thomas's fortunes took a dire turn in the 1390s. Richard II, having consolidated power, sought revenge against the Lords Appellant. In 1397, Thomas was arrested on charges of treason and imprisoned in Calais. His death, likely orchestrated on Richard's orders, remains one of the darkest episodes of the period. Accounts of his demise vary, with some suggesting he was suffocated in his cell, while others hint at a more violent end. Regardless of the method, his death symbolized the perils of challenging royal authority. Thomas's fall highlighted the volatility of medieval politics and the precariousness of noble power. It served as a stark reminder of the dangers faced by those who dared to oppose the monarchy. His fate also reflected the personal and political animosities that shaped Richard II's reign, as the king's desire for retribution often outweighed considerations of stability or governance. Legacy and influence. Thomas of Woodstock's life and career illustrate the intricate dynamics of late medieval England. His role as a Lord Appellant positioned him as a key figure in the ongoing struggle between monarchy and nobility. By challenging Richard II, he contributed to a broader narrative of resistance to unchecked royal power, a theme that would resonate throughout English history. Thomas's legacy extends beyond his immediate actions. His descendants played significant roles in the Wars of the Roses, a series of dynastic conflicts that reshaped the English monarchy in the 15th century. His life serves as a lens through which to examine the interplay of ambition, loyalty, and power in the Plantagenet era. Moreover, his story underscores the enduring tensions between personal ambition and collective governance in medieval politics. The birth of Thomas of Woodstock in 1355 heralded the arrival of a figure whose life would become entwined with the major political and social currents of his time. From his formative years in the royal court to his leadership in the Lords Appellant and his tragic end, Thomas's story encapsulates the challenges and opportunities of medieval nobility. His life offers valuable insights into the complexities of power, governance, and identity in 14th-century England. As a symbol of both ambition and resistance, Thomas of Woodstock remains an enduring figure in the study of medieval history. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe to Medieval Chronicles 1066 for more journeys back to the Middle Ages. Stay curious.